Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Tyson Fury gave an interview with Michelle Joy Phelps with Behind the Glove. Now, we are about a month away from Billy Joe versus Canelo, right? This fight is a fight that I'm looking forward to. A lot of other people are looking forward to. 70,000 fans are looking forward to. It's going to be a good fight. I really believe it's going to be a good fight. And I'm going to get the prediction video out probably next week at some stage, because I'm just thinking kind of how this fight might go. I think it's going to be a very good fight. Right, I'm really looking forward to it. Tyson Fury, in this interview he gave with Michelle Joy Phelps, has had his say on Billy Joe. Now, bear in mind, right, this is a man who said, I think back in January, that Billy Joe needed another 2 or 3 fights before having a fight with Canelo, just to get rid of any ring rust and just to keep active. He's now saying in this statement here, I'm going to quote Tyson Fury directly here. He says, "I think Billy Joe is going to give him a boxing lesson. He's going to shock a lot of people, and it's going to be easier. It's going to be an easier fight than people think. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to hold the belts with him when we win." End of quote. That is what Tyson Fury has to say about Billy Joe versus Canelo. So he's saying it's going to be an easier fight than people think it will, and that he's going to be there. He's always at Billy Joe fights. I think he was even at the fight against Martin Murray. But they're very, very close friends, so that doesn't surprise me. And I think Billy Joe's been to a lot of Tyson's fights as well, so that doesn't surprise me there. He's saying that he thinks it's going to be an easier fight for him, for Billy Joe, than other people expect. Completely disagree. Now, Tyson Fury is obviously bigging up his friend. He's obviously supporting his friend. That I completely understand, right? He's obviously going to pick Billy Joe to beat Canelo. But to say it's going to be an easy fight, I think is a bit of wishful thinking on the part of Tyson Fury. Do I think Billy Joe? I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm probably in the minority here. But I genuinely do believe Billy Joe. I'm not picking him, but I do think if there's fair officiating and we get the best Billy Joe Saunders we've ever seen, he has a chance in this fight. Bear in mind, I am not picking him to win this fight. Right? I'm picking Canelo to win this fight. I think Canelo's body work will pay dividends. I think down the stretch he'll be able to get to Billy Joe. Not stop Billy Joe, but I think that his body work will slow Billy Joe down sufficiently that Canelo will be able to tag him with some shots on the inside, some uppercuts and combinations. Tyson Fury, he's saying that, people feel as though, this would be an easy fight for Billy Joe. No. You're fighting Canelo Alvarez. You're fighting, pound for pound, in my opinion, the best fighter on the planet. You're fighting one of the most talented fighters around. You're fighting a fighter in the peak of his career. And Billy Joe, coming off the back of some performances that have not set the world alight, it has to be said. Right? I like the confidence on the part of Tyson Fury with his friend. I like the fact he's obviously going to pick Billy Joe, and that I don't, I understand that. I understand why. For him to say it's going to be an easy fight, again, the Furies have said that about a lot of things over the years. I know Peter Fury, well, no, not Peter Fury, I know John Fury has always been dismissive of, Anthony Joshua, saying that, these fights are easy. Anthony Joshua's an easy fight. I don't think that's an easy fight either. But they've always been very dismissive of their opponents and their friends' opponents, the Furies. They've always felt like, we are superior. We're the superior athlete. We're the superior fighter. They've always been very dismissive. I remember when, famously, I think he even put a bet down that Charles Martin would beat Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury. They've always been like that. They've always been very dismissive of their rivals, of who they're fighting. And, when him or, Billy Joe is in there, at the deep end, he's always been like, it's going to be easy work. It is just weird that, I find it just funny that, like he said only a couple of months ago, Billy Joe needs another 2 or 3 fights, to now, it's an easy fight. It's not going to be an easy fight for Billy Joe. Make no mistake about that. It won't be an easy fight. I give Billy Joe a good shot in this fight. I really do. I like the fact that he's keeping himself in shape. I like the fact that he is seemingly taking this extremely serious. He needs to make sure that body is, well and truly, solid, because he is going to take a lot of body shots in this fight. If he is going to move, he's going to make sure his stamina is on point. There's a lot of things Billy Joe needs to do in this fight. Canelo is very, very formidable. I can't wait to really get into the nit and grit and break this fight down and do my prediction video. I don't want to do it too soon. And I don't, something, right? There's been times where, and this has happened before, like it's happened a good few times, even before 2020, where I've wanted to do prediction videos quite early, You know, I want to say quite early. I mean, maybe 3 weeks before a fight. You know, 4 weeks before a fight. And I've recorded it. I've not uploaded it, and then something's come up. You know, and what I mean by that is the fight gets pulled. You know, I think Parker Chisora, I done a prediction video for that, and that fight got pulled. I done a prediction video. One of the first predictions I ever did was Demetrius Andre versus Billy Joe. That's private now, but that got pulled. So that's one reason why I kind of don't like doing them too early. I like doing them kind of in around fight week or just before fight week, because at least then I'm kind of like, well, we're probably going to get this fight. So I'm not wasting, you know, I'm not wasting like 15 minutes or 10 minutes, you know, recording, breaking it down just for something to come and be like, yeah, it's not happening. So that's my thoughts on that. Like I said, I can't wait for this fight. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I give Billy Joe a good shot. I'm not picking him to win. I'm picking Canelo to win. But I definitely think he's got a good shot. Tyson Fury, as he said there, he's definitely picking Billy Joe. Thinks it's going to be easy. If Billy Joe wins, it won't be an easy fight. I think that if, look, it's a big ask Billy Joe to win, but if Billy Joe wins, he will probably say, and I think Billy Joe will, I think he'll probably say this has been the hardest fight of his career. Because I think if he wins this fight, he's going to have moments in there where he is really going to be up against it. It is not going to be like David Lemieux, where he just box rings around for 12 rounds. If Billy Joe wins this fight, and it's a big if, I don't think he will, he is going to have to go through he's going to have to go through hell to get that W. And even then, if he deserves it, you know, the 3 wise men, how wise will they be? You know, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know yours in the comment section. What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury, right? On him making these comments, Billy Joe, saying it's going to be an easy fight. Do you foresee an easy fight for Billy Joe? I know I see people comment on my videos and they do say, you know, Billy Joe, they're picking him. And, you know, there are people out there picking him, but do you see it being easy for Billy Joe? And what do you think about Tyson Fury? Only back in, I think, January, he said Billy Joe needs another 2 or 3 fights to now it's going to be easy. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video, lads and lassies. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. We're getting there. We're getting close to 4K. I really want to hit it. You know, I've been on 3K for a couple of months now, and I want to see a 4 instead of a 3. Yeah, that's what I want. So, subscribe if you're new. Click the I never ask. Click the notifications bell. Now, people always tell me to do that because it lets people know when the video is like straight away uploaded, basically. So, click the notifications bell. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Working on a new hashtag. We'll find a new one. But for now, I'll talk to you. Peace.